best of 5. And the players taking the field, so it's looking like we're getting started right here, right now, against Team GanDerS. And GanDerS will be a great victory to start off their run because they made a run themselves, placing top 4 in the last spring regional. So fast start, important for Method to Madness, but we'll see what happens in this best of 5. First 15 seconds, pretty positive. Just kind of testing the waters there on the GanDerS back wall. And Retro actually going to take that ball away, and the net exposed. So GanDerS going to find the first goal of game 1. That's just a mistake, leaving a big gap there for Retro to capitalize on. And Team GanDerS, an early start for their side. But Method to Madness, they had the possession to counteract it. They just got to work the ball into the center of the pitch, kind of like this. YY, a second touch there, drop down. In comes Nick, but he's beaten right there by GanDerS. Will get his revenge, though. I think that was Nick taking out a defender. Let's have another look at it. Yep, Nick off the back wall, completely removing Gale K from the play. Beautifully done. That is the experience right there of Nick showing. One of the oldest players in the RLCS scene, 27 years old. I was shocked to see a player at that age. I mean, in esports, that's a bit on the older side, performing so well in such a competitive region. And plays like that will keep your career going long into your older days in terms of esports. It feels weird saying someone that's 27 years old is old, but that is the industry we are in. Though this is a chance for GanDerS. Method to Madness going to have to turn this aside, and they do. Tema, plenty of space in the corner. Isn't able to keep the ball close, so Gale moving forward and keeping GanDerS in that offensive zone. Retro pass over to Gale, and on the side wall, take a 50 with YY. Wins it, gets over Nick, but Tema, the captain of this team, last man, does well to win that challenge, and it turns into a clear for Method to Madness, alleviating all the pressure that was building up. So 90 seconds in, and I'm seeing a lot of good stuff from Method to Madness. Their offense building towards that second goal. They're pulling Team GanDerS players apart out of the nets, and they get a couple of challenges consecutively going their way. Kind of like this. Retro in an awkward spot. Does quite well. I will add a great touch there to buy time for his teammates to get back. Method to Madness circling like sharks here. One miss, turn into a goal, but you're not going to miss that one. Nick off the ceiling, runs out of boost. He's looking for that second touch. Couldn't quite find it. Still maintaining possession despite all this time that's elapsing, despite this good defense from GanDerS. They can't quite find a clear. Method to Madness, they're getting closer. A lot of pot shots on nets. Again, just testing the defensive mettle of GanDerS. There was a miss, but Nico has his teammates back. Nick back at it. He's got a teammate center, leaves it for Tema. Nick stepping up, another soft shot, but finally, there are no defenders back to make the save. That was a beautiful war of attrition. The offense of Method to Madness outlasting the defense of GanDerS, and it's easy. Nick just has to kind of pop that shot on target. Method to Madness taking a lead here in game 1, erasing the hot start of GanDerS, and they want more. YY, a big beat here. Ball's not on target, and it was a little too slow to find a goal immediately, but still picking up right where they left off in that last play where they had complete pressure on the GanDerS defense. YY, a second touch, sticking with it, using the flip he gained on his initial touch to hold on to possession, but Retro getting a couple here. Nick, though, back in time to clear the zone. Only as far as Gale K, though, at that center line. And they will pop the ball, hide that Method to Madness back wall, and now it seems like it's GanDerS' turn to start circling, start putting the clamps on the defense of Method to Madness. A clear here, so important, and that's exactly what M2M will find. It's a clear that heads into the blue box as well to put immediate pressure back on GanDerS. 90 seconds here on this clock. Just have to hold on to that 1-goal lead. They'll find themselves a hot start here. Big save from Tema. No second touch. Actually, he does get a second touch. I thought that was him on the initial challenge, but he was there in the midfield to snap the ball up. MTM, or M2M. Still playing defense. Timma, another big win. Defensive, I don't want to call him a defensive carry of this team, but Timma definitely is the backbone of the defense of this side. Spends the most time in the defensive third and defensive half. Well, YY and Nick do a lot of damage on that offensive side. I was looking at stats previous to this regional, and YY is averaging 1 goal per game here, and I haven't seen him score just yet, so I haven't seen exactly why that is the case. He's played 16 games, scoring 16 goals in those, but I can't wait for him to erupt and show us why he has such a high GPG stat. So far, the Madness playing a lot of defense in the final minute, but they are doing so well. Keeping the ball out of the danger zone in these corners here. Under 10 to play. This is a real chance for GanDerS, but met at the point of contact, plus a double commit. That is an open net. Doesn't really matter, though, as the ball will touch the ground. And Method to Madness taking the first game. Great start. That's always how you want to start out in a regional, when maybe nerves there just a little bit. You try to shake off the rust that accumulates in the 2-week period in between Spring Regional 1, or 2 and 3. Now, 8 shots to 6, out shooting GanDerS, and I'd call that a great victory for Method to Madness. More of that, please. Get a reorder of that Game 1 performance. They controlled the ball very nicely when they were called upon in defense, even when GanDerS really had the ball for a long period of time. Method to Madness did so well to stick it in the corners and not allow dangerous opportunities for their opponent. And Nick and Timma, 2 good goals. Timma, savior medal as well, really lighting up the scoreboard here early on. Like I said, a good start. And we'll see if they can replicate that in Game 2. I'm sure Team GanDerS going to make adjustments. A team doesn't get to a top 4 finish in a regional without being able to make adjustments mid-series, and they made quite the losers bracket run in Spring Regional 2, so I'm interested to see how this Team GanDerS squad responds. But headed into Game 2 on Aquadome, that 1-0 game advantage for Method to Madness is important. We'll await the face-off here. Again, if you are just joining us as you start to pile into the stream as the final regional of the season gets kicked underway, I'm Mr. Bepic. I am the solo captain of the Method to Madness ship today, and I am elated to be here. As I saw in Game 1, this team has a lot to display on the field, and they are electric to watch. Timma setting up YY for an opportunity to clear here, but Nico says not so fast. GanDerS still pushing here in the orange half. Finally, YY allowed a booming clear down the field. A second touch. It's a shot on, and right off rip, 32 seconds in. Method to Madness on the board first. Picking up right where they left off again. Hot offensive start, quick speed. GanDerS just could not keep up in transition right there. Nico was flat-footed there on the near post. Nothing wrong with his positioning, just didn't have the momentum of his car to keep up with what YY was about to put on his net. But this is a real chance to respond. Nick, big save, though. Nicely done, realizing where Nico was going to go with that ball. And YY had Retro jumping right there. And another little awkward transition, though. Nico, that's a great read, getting up and controlling the ball. Even though he was coming down to the ground, he didn't allow Method to Madness to pounce on that ball and shoot immediately, though doesn't lead to any kind of clearance for GanDerS. They're still having to really work for that. Method to Madness controlling the ball so nicely, just like in Game 1, and just like in Game 1. They're going to hit that 2-goal mark, though, a lot earlier this time around. YY keeping his 1 goal per game average intact with 2 quick ones here. And can we talk about that fake? Oh, put Gale on skates there on the back line. That was beautiful. 2 early goals. Method to Madness showing us their multifaceted offense in these first 2 games. It was Tema and not YY, it was Tema and Nick that were the 2 goal scorers in game 1, and they got those goals off of a lot of built-up pressure. But here it was YY with quick hits, and speaking of which, quick saves. A save off the crossbar, a little risky, but it works. It also throws off the offense because they don't know how to read that immediately. They don't know you're about to go off your own crossbar to save that ball. Method to Madness looking so good on the offensive and defensive side of the ball here, and this result holds. It's a 2-0, and they're forcing GanDerS into that reverse sweep territory where you do not want to be, especially when you've had a bit of a slow start here. So, Method to Madness, if they keep their feet on the gas pedal, and I mean feet because they are really speeding along right now, and we could see a matchup with Detonator in round 2, but not so fast. Again, GanDerS starting to build up an offensive here. Oh, that clearance, plus the challenge from YY. Oh, Nick wasn't able to win that one. Nice 50 by Gale. And now GanDerS again starting to set up their offense. They did this in the last game, where they did start off well offensively here. That's not the case in game 2, but in game 1, they receded a bit, gave a lot of possession over to Method to Madness, but they gained it back around this 2-minute mark and started to make our guys play a whole lot of defense. Method to Madness, though, did a great job there, and no difference here on Aquadome. Quick clears, and they will pick up some boost as well. Pressure the defense, and Tema going to slot home a goal. YY again involved in the play, gets the assist, plus the pressure on Gale K. And once you get Gale's Fennec up in the air like that, Tema knows what to do with the ball. Just put it on net, a hard shot, and J1, the coach of this team, must have infused them with some very encouraging words today, because M2M out of the gate so strong. This is incredible right now. Outscoring GanDerS 5-1 in the first 2 games, and we're not even done with game 2 just yet. We could easily see a 4th. Tema, oh, I was hoping as I said that he was going to carry it towards net and prove me right. He might yet. That shot a little high, but that's a YY for this hard shot, and he slams it home. GanDerS being outsped and outmatched by Method to Madness at the moment. That's just a straight up miss off the back wall, and that's what happens when you put hard touches in places where the defense can't make easy reads. And man, this is an exciting start for this team. Almost a 5th, and you're just going to have to listen to the gameplay for a second as I catch my breath, because it's been nonstop action for Method to Madness. I'm going to have to grab some water. I didn't expect to be talking so much here. I mean, it's... Of course, I'm casting a whole lot of games today, but this is just fast-paced, non-stop, goal after goal, Method to Madness, looking so good. Just take a second to appreciate the placement of that shot, even with the awkwardness of the defense, catching out GanDerS 5-0. Wow. Looking like a 2-0 game lead here in round 1. And the chat is electric right now. This is awesome. Seeing all the fans piling into a team that is doing phenomenally in the first 2 games. Got to close it out, though. You can't have that positive tilt effect where you're doing so well that you start to mess around just a little bit, start underestimating your opponents. And Method to Madness, they can't do that. I don't expect them to, but it's always something to consider, especially against a GanDerS team that, I'll say it one last time, did make a top 4 run for the losers bracket in that last regional. Though, that did start in losers round 1, which it goes without saying, means they lost their first best of 5, which they might be doing here if M2M is able to continue this run of theirs. Now a 7-1 goal-scoring run, and if my memory serves, GanDerS scored the first goal of game 1, so that is 7 unanswered from Method to Madness. I'm loving it. YY stepped up here so big. 4 goals. He's now above 1 goal per game in this spring split. And I mean, the shooting percentage speaks for itself. 80% for YY, 50% for Tema. Nick, 0%, but we'll forgive him. We'll forgive him in this game, too, considering how well YY and Tema were doing right there. Plus 6 saves on 7 shots. That's another complete game from M2M, and there's not much to break down here. They are just outspeeding Team GanDerS at the moment. More shots, not by a huge margin, but that speaks volumes to the defense of Method to Madness. They, I don't know, let me pull some save stats. I didn't even write down the saves because it wasn't that impressive coming into this regional. I mean, just circling between 1 save per game and 1.5 saves per game, and they've gotten a whole lot more against GanDerS in this best of 5 here. They're facing a lot of pressure, and they're dealing with it so well. So I'm hoping this hot start continues, because this team right here is a squad that could challenge Detonator. Like, I'm not gonna go completely crazy just yet and say they're gonna sweep them, but hey, maybe they take a game off them and then another game, and we find ourselves in a game 5 against one of the best teams in this region. But like I said earlier, can't look too far ahead into the future. Still have to close this one out quickly. Don't allow GanDerS back in it. Just continue the rampage that they are on. And my eyes look to YY to see if he's going to inflate his goals per game stat even more. So he had 4 in the last. Just a reminder, because that was an awesome performance from him. Speaking of, Nick setting up a score. No, Tema couldn't put it on. I got a little ahead of myself there just after saying that I should not be doing that. So that is my fault. But YY will clean up my mess and score 31 seconds into game 3. Nick forcing that back wall miss out of Gale. And again, Method to Madness outspeeding the GanDerS defense and getting a relatively easy goal. I mean, YY just had to fly straight at the ball, put a hard shot on, and that was all there is to it. 8 unanswered now. This could be it, though. No, Nick blocking that shot immediately. The defense looking solid. The offense looking solid. Boost grab from Nick. The pass back. YY is there. Unfortunately, the ball goes backwards, taking a hop, I think, off of YY's car. I think I saw an orange trail there, but it went off a GanDerS car first. Flip reset there. Not enough to get through Gale, who's got some boost, maybe do some damage in transition, but unable to keep full control of the ball. Now Retra kind of caught out. Nico will have to buy some time here, see if they can't clear the zone. Get over the midfield line, but Tema right there to snap the ball up. Back wall miss. Not what you want to see if you're a GanDerS fan, but I'm pretty sure we're all Method of Madness fans here, and I am A-okay with seeing another back wall miss from GanDerS, considering the pace with which Method of Madness is playing right now to force those misses out of the defense. Still, just 1 goal. A tenuous lead in Rocket League. Tema's working that ball through the corner. Nico clear out to Retra. Stretch pass down the field. GanDerS not quite able to do anything with this play just yet, and Tema going to make sure that stays that way. Nick pass center. Tema's there, but Gale up to the ball first, and he'll find 2 touches on it. Nicely done to try and push Method to Madness back, but on that dunk attempt from Tema, not going to find it. Now a chance to score. Tema, the pre-flip, scores it through 2, split the defenders there on the goal line, and that hard touch by, I think that was Nick, no, it was YY, up in the air, slamming the ball off the back wall again. There has been a huge gap to exploit for Method to Madness on that back wall of GanDerS, and they continue to find that avenue and the fruits that it may provide. A hard touch, the defense flat-footed at the 2-0 lead for Method to Madness at the halfway point of Game 3. That's more like it. Insurance at halftime here in Game 2. Maybe even a third, actually. No one there for the follow-up. Tema trying to use that back wall again. And the gap is still there. Back wall, Nico. He's first to it. Touch out, 2 miss. Tema's shot on, and it's just too easy at this point. Method of Madness exploiting every gap in the GanDerS defense, and wow, I'm not sure what to say at this point. I mean, let me add it up again. 10 unanswered goals. GanDerS scored the first goal of this series, and since then, cold as ice. Cold as ice. Method of Madness, the complete opposite. They are as hot as something that is very, very hot. To put it in my most poetic caster terms. 2 minutes left to defend against this 3-goal lead. We'll see if GanDerS can get one back, but Method of Madness, their defense, when called upon, has been just as solid as their offense. Okay, there's miss there. Don't want to see that if we do advance to the next round against more than likely Detonator. But, well, I'll forgive it here, considering the 3-goal lead in the position that M2M find themselves in. Still playing hard, though. Still playing at that same lightning speed pace. Oh, no, Gale. Not going to get one back. That was an open net. You feel for GanDerS right there, considering the spot they're in at the moment. Can't be missing opportunities like that. But 3-0, we will remain. Double commit and a chance to put home a fourth, perhaps. Tema slowing things down to a snail's pace. Take it a 50 with Gale. That will be won by the latter. Retro. Challenge at the center line. Nick will be there. Gets a couple of touches. Trying to work the corner into potentially a fourth goal. Goes low. Sets up YY for a shot. He skies it. Unfortunately, no fourth goal just yet, but this is a lot of pressure still on GanDerS when a fourth goal is not necessary. That missile off the crossbar might have bent it just a little bit. The DFH Stadium custodian going to need to set that right after this game. GanDerS, the shooting accuracy not quite there here, and same cannot be said for Method to Madness. Nick, off the ceiling, maybe one more. All right, Retcha, a touch into the corner, and this series all wrapped up. A speedy one here, and well, that's what you like to see. Method to Madness looking so good right now. They didn't even allow one after that first, and it ends at a 10-0 run to close out this first best of 5. And I'm gonna refresh the Wikipedia page, see if we have any results pouring in just yet. Detonator's up 2-0 over Lucky Bounce, so looking likely we get a matchup there, but this Method to Madness team could challenge